There it is. Yeah. Somebody doesn't like it. How are you gonna like it when I just got here? Somebody doesn't like it. God. That's my people. Probably Perry Roberts. I bet $1 on it. So it was a person in the room. Yeah, okay. Wow. They're killing me, people. Woo. It's been longer than 2 weeks. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm having a cigar. Boy, let me tell you. We're having a fine cigar. Doing what I can. Man. Look at my other light. I'll get straight in a sec. This was kind of, I wouldn't say thrown together, but doing what I can to get stream anyway. I don't always get the stream I want. Oh boy. There we go on the light. Oh, I got people in here. What we got? Oh yeah, let me tell you, brother, it's been longer than that. It's been about a month. Now, who's stupid, right? Me? Probably. I was working under a contract. Supposed to get paid $500 a day. Now this is the kicker. Landstar's making $1,000 a day. Okay? And I still got a good number with them. Tempted to try to figure that out and maybe go to them, but I'll tell you honestly, I had a contract that was supposed to be paying me $500 a day. And there are some drivers that was riding it, okay, and not working that many miles. But what I did, and out of the place I was in, even they know that I was doing my job. But the company that I'm leased to currently wants to go through everything. Well, they've been going through it for a week and a half. I settled after I had already done it for about 3 weeks because I'd settled my last time out of another place. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in trucking right now, people. There's a whole lot of drama that has created freight. But then they want to turn around, they want to say, look, we're so mad, we'll pay as much as it takes to pay for that. But companies are taking advantage of drivers with that. And in doing so, why am I still, that's the question. That's the magical question. Because I'm sitting here believing that by Monday they might have it straight. Even though I talked to higher ups in the company and they were supposed to call me back and they hadn't, they got me waiting for the weekend. Another weekend. I've been sitting all week, all last weekend. I came home like last Thursday to chill. Was off, you know, some take care of stuff. That's what's up. That's what they do to you. They keep you hanging on thinking, but now I owe truck payments. You know what I'm saying? And you buy the truck from one company, lease it to another. So it's not technically a lease purchase, but you can walk away from it. And I've got good reputation with the company I was hauling the freight for. They had no problem with me at all. Matter of fact, they were cutting guys that was being lazy. They didn't want to cut me. They're like, that guy, I got hazmat. I was hauling hazmat. And they wasn't paying me. Okay? There's some stuff going on. There's some real stuff going on. I'm going to get into some deep stuff in a little bit. You just hold tight and hang on to your hat. because I'm gonna let some stuff out that you ain't never heard before. The reason there's so much freight on the board is because some of the higher ups in some of these companies is running around with each other, having relationships and getting pissed off at each other, okay? And then they cut their contracts, and I'm talking big trucking company names. So you want some real truth, that's what I'm doing right now. Having a cigar with you. I got one lit, hooking up with the Peach truck in Georgia. I don't know about the Peach truck, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna get my options are open now, because I done told them. I said, if y'all don't have this fixed by Monday, I'm not. The definition of insanity, people, is to continue to do the same thing expecting a different result. Now, I was getting paid. I had saved up. Basically, I like the Black Beatles. They got cojones even calling themselves Black Beatles. I like that, you know. Anyway, look, here's the thing. They got Beetle Monkeys. They're really funny. Here's the thing, okay? Along with smoking a cigar with you, I'm telling you some truth. The reason I've always told everybody that I'm not your financial guru, and I have not actively tried to recruit people, even though I've been with this company that I'm leased to, with the truck that I'm buying for 3 years now, people, okay? Here's what happened. A lot of people were being lazy with it, and I'll try not to look at the comments for a sec, but you can make comments, but a lot of people being lazy with it, and they were getting cut off that contract. I was not. I was running, but sometimes they didn't have it. Sundays were slow. Now my company, when I turn in the paperwork, wants to look at me sideways. No, here's the thing. They're making $1,000 a day, and they acting like they don't want to pay me. The day I was there, they're trying to come back. It's going to be in and out. There's going to be some because I got my laptop hooked up. I got everything hooked up to this. Just bear walking when that happens. So check at least 2. If I have to, I'll even turn off one of these other devices. Company I'm leased to, and I will let their name out if they continue to do me wrong. If by Monday they haven't settled and me money, because see, now we got consecutive days of payments going on that have made it less money and less money and less money once they actually settle. Okay? So if they're going to do that, they're going to get a nice little video up here. What I think about blank company. Okay? And I'm going to tell y'all so you don't fall in the same hole. If they do me wrong, they've already taken 2 weeks. They are taking like, oh, well, it's going to take us to research those days and all this stuff. That is a crock of bullshit. I'm calling it. I call bullshit. So, I'll tell you, this is the truth. This is trucking. Even if you got a company that likes what you're doing for them and you're leased to another company that's got that contract, the company you're leased to can cut your money and steal from you. Now, like I said, Landstar makes $1,000 a day off this company. My company is making $1,000 a day off the company. And even though I'm owner-operator, they're only paying me $5 bills a day. Now, take out my fuel and all this stuff, right? And they only work you 5 days. They don't want you to run 7 in a recap. I have done 7 recap. Now, I run some Chicago for them. I run some everything. They have no problem with me. My company now wants to look at my settlement sideways because here's why. They messed it up. I sent it all in at one time because it's fax now. We had an app where we could send in paperwork. That app was disbanded. They got rid of it and quit using that company. Fine. Now they got their own special app. Okay, fine. So I got one load I got to settle on that app. And I've got no less than 13 days at $500 they're trying to cheat me on. Here's why. The guy that's in charge of the deal took them all in and said, well, that's one load, but he didn't show that it encompassed 2 or 3 days. They're paying me by the day. So he won't pay me like 5 loads, 500, and say I owe them 3,500 at that time. That was 3 or 4 days in from old stuff. Then I'm still running for them. Okay, well, make it right. Run all the way up into exactly 2 weeks now back. That's when I got off the road. So I technically settled, and I'm calling it 2 weeks, but I ain't been paid in a month. People, they ain't paid me right in a month. They didn't pay me right before that, about 30. And see, if the big company knew about this, they would be pissed that this company has this contract with them and they're not paying the drivers right. They're running a lot of them off left and right and saying that they were under miles or whatever for the day. When I've got miles, you talking, it's easy to get in a 400-mile day. We're talking about 400 to 500 miles some days. Some of them's just 2. One of them, they had me sitting there in the office all day and they didn't have nothing for me, but they got to pay me for that day. So they're ripping me off, people. So I'm just telling you, there's some stuff coming if they do me wrong. You're going to see a name on the side of a truck. I've already done the video. Ain't no stopping that. So I already got a video. I got a video with the trailer, and you'll see the company that's hooked to and all that. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you what's going on with freight. Right here in the United States, what's going on with freight. All the big names. Okay? Stay with me, people. This is what's really going on. The reason that there is all this freight is because a major company had a man pass away. Okay? Let's just call him Sam. Let's say Sam passed away. Yeah, keep the thumbs up coming, because you're going to need to, you're going to be clicking the hell out of that thumbs up button. An old man named Sam, who was a good man and who appreciated drivers, passed away. That gentleman, it's my understanding that his wife actually went to, because they're all friends up there, his wife went to another company guy and with, you know, they knew each other from way back. So, okay, then that guy passed away and then she went to somebody else. I don't know about that part. That's what I was told by the actual employees in there. What I do know is that the children took over the company, but they did not want to run it. So then you got a conglomerate of thieves or lawyers or whatever you want to call them. And they're running the place, but the children still have very high influence over it, and they're drawing a check. Okay? So, those children had relationships with people, and all of a sudden, one of them gets married, and you happen to see, just happen to see that company that girl was the heiress to winds up all up in their parking lots. And that's what you see hauling, and then they cut some of their own driver's freight, and those people have contracts now with them. Not right now, but at that point in time. Now, follow me. Keep following me down this rabbit hole, people. This is crazy. This is the whole mess about the freight in the United States right now. So that little love triangle went bad, and just before the prenup went out, she splits. Okay? Now here's the kicker. She goes to a company that now, that company, here, first off, they kick all those trucks out of the deal and say, no, the public story is, oh, well, they got undercut and underbid by another company. Nobody can underbid that company. It's the lowest company out there. You talking snail level, and they will undercut everybody and pay the drivers nothing to get that freight because they need the freight, because they got a bad CSA score. They wouldn't even be in business if they wasn't self-insured. So, let's just say that company is now kicked out, and they can't haul the freight for the company anymore. Believe it or not, that lady goes to, as if you can't find another interest in the whole world. Yeah, this is a good one. Hold tight to your pants and your hat. Check this out. Your hat might fly off. Check this out. So then, the heiress of that other company goes to another company that's a trucking company, as if these people can't find nobody else on the planet to, they're all in bed together, let's be honest, but for real to get with, but to find another company. And here's the kicker. I don't know how they're going to kick them out, because they got a terminal and they're embedded, and they're one of the companies that's hauling the freight still for that company. She went with that dude that's running that place. So if you can follow me, we started out with old man Sam, then we went from there to his son gets, a really nasty divorce, and she goes to, they're kicked off the lot from hauling that freight, but then she goes to another dude who's actually been embedded the whole time in it. I don't know how they're going to get rid of them. They're trying to have in all these other contracts, all these other companies. They're trying out everybody out there, and they got too much freight to haul. They got loads that deliver. There's 4 loads a day going where they're trying to go. The truth is, they don't even have a problem with me. They know what's up, but that's the reason the freight's on the board, and that's the reason they need us, is that drama. All that bullshit created freight for truckers, independent drivers. Some of them's making a killing. I did okay for about a minute. I'm gonna say that. But now my company did me so wrong, and they left me in a bind when some bills are due. That ticked me off. Ergo, live. What you want. Now, I would appreciate it if you do not comment the specific name of the companies because you already know what's up. But, you know, comment gotcha if you know what's up, because that's what's up. Now, then to me, I'm sitting there running for, oh man, I was out for 30 days at one stretch, another 20, man, I was running Chicago's, man, you don't even know. Here's the deal. They needed help at another place. So I took off a couple of days and, you know, worked on some of my stuff on my truck, came back, went up there, and I went for about a week. That was 4th of July. I wanted to see some fireworks. You know, I took off a little bit, a couple of days, 2 days. I actually worked on the 4th of July, and then 2 days, and then the way it wound up working was they didn't want to pay me for 4th of July either. My company says no, because it was so low miles. I'm like, they held me out there because they didn't have a trailer ready that was empty. And they know how that's how that works. It's their fault they held me. The company didn't want to pay me. That's the issue. That's the issue right there. So like I said, the companies are double dipping off the contract by taking money from the driver. And they're saying, oh, well, you were supposed to fax it to us. Fine, I spent $30 at a truck stop, my cash money, for 18 bucks. When that's going to happen intermittently. Okay, sorry about the law. But if I had turned in my paperwork, I would have gotten paid maybe. Well, no, they would have ripped me off, just like they're ripping me off now. But I would have known about it 2 weeks in, instead of a month without a check. So on this video, I'm honest. Yes, I hadn't paid in a month, but it's their fault I ain't been paid in 2 weeks. They done had this and messed it up for, well, that's what's up. Wouldn't you want to know the company name that I'm leased to that's doing me wrong like that? You see what I'm saying? So if they don't pay me Monday, you're going to find out, because I'm not sending my people there. You're my people. You my people. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I tell my people what's up. I'm going to tell you, and I have not run a bad review on a company, but I'll tell the truth. And I swear to God, I've got video editing software now. I downloaded it free. If you got a problem with the YouTube editing software that they got rid of and you want to start up a channel or whatever you want to do, it's free. I'll put a link somewhere in this or something in a minute. But I got it, and it was for Vista, an older computer, and it was free. And it took seconds to download it. I used my phone as a tether. It went through my phone and didn't even use much data. And it's trustworthy, and they check and they're not paying me for this. I'm putting that out there because they're gonna be some sure enough put together videos of this mess. I'm gonna put some stuff together. It's gonna be pretty wizarded up, and they're gonna have a little, what do they call that? Enhancements, and I don't know about music. I'm just doing, I play my music, you know, this is my live, but I'm talking about a video because I'm gonna tell the truth. If you're gonna rip me off and you're gonna take my money, and I told them, like I said the definition of insanity is, I told them on the phone, I said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. No, I'm not at them, but Robert, I appreciate that, but you're gonna find out. But it ain't a guessing game. We're not playing that, but I'm with you on, hey, put it out there if you got a bad company. If you want to put it in here, I had experience with this company, put a comment. If they did you wrong, you got no other recars, put it right here. You can put it on my channel. I've always told people that. Yeah, JT, I got you. But I'm not with them. But I'm being honest, and I'll always be honest, okay? It's never been about me. It's been about trucking. So I'm not telling you, this is how much I make a week, this is what I do. I'm not your financial guru, but I will tell you if there's a bad company out there, and I think I fell on one. Because while Landstar's paying $1,000 a day to their drivers, I'm making $500. My company's getting $1,000 a day, more than that, because even that Landstar agent's making money. How are you gonna say that? So it's probably $1,500 a day to Landstar, but they're making, the driver's making $1,000 a day, and they get paid more if they run more than 400 miles a day. I'm $500 a day, and they won't even give me that. They're trying to take from me. How you gonna do a driver like that? I'm talking, I worked all into the middle of the day, like 2 p.m. with wait, no, was that a hazmat load? I'm trying to think. I was all in hazmat for them. They're crazy as hell. They worse than the other tanker company I was with a while back. Got people on hazmat. What is this? I drive a Classic. They're doing very well. Hey, I'm gonna keep that in mind, Hamilton. And look, Classic, they hauling that Coca-Cola, I think, or something, right? Is that what they named it that? Red trucks. Something's gonna give come Monday. I done told them, if you think I'm crazy, I'm not. So I'm not gonna work for you for free, you know, straight up. I'm gonna have to start this thing up and get some air, man. They got me heated. Man, I'm not even lying to you. I'm thinking about this mess. You know, and I'm paying for a new truck, and they're just gonna let the payments go. And out of the one side of the company, I have to pay the payments, but then the other side is not gonna pay me. I'm gonna get in touch with all of them. I'll be on the phone with the president if I have to Monday. They will. I'm trying to do the right channels. I'm trying to do things right because they owe me so much money. You know, they owe me about $3 grand. I told them I wanted to get $2 grand today. They ain't called me back. Too embarrassed. So they're scared that if they send extra days to there, let's see, Versailles, Ohio. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Something's gonna happen, and I understand I'd have to go through an orientation and start it all over again if I do. And like I said, you know, I can't. The problem is I can take the truck with me, but if I do, I've signed a contract that says that I'd pay them more, and I can get a better deal if I go right to sense in it, you know. But I'm trying to hold tight. I'm trying. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm just faithful to a fault. Stupidity gets me there. What? That's okay. I'm gonna have a cigar. I ain't worried about it. Come Monday, I'm gonna have a whole running around to do. It's gonna take me a week, okay? And you'll know all about it, because I will tell the truth to my people. If I'm being done wrong, man, I can't let that go and then let somebody else run through the same briars and thorns that I ran through. You know, you don't do that. You blaze a trail for somebody else. That's why they call people trailblazers, when they actually make a path for somebody else. I'm a trailblazer. I'm not gonna leave thorns, and I'm not gonna leave ditches and mud and not tell the next man about it. I'm not going. If I see a tripwire and I'm going, you're gonna know it's there. You know what I'm saying? So stop by and shower some coffee. Yeah, maybe, brother. Put it up. Hey, all my options. I'm wide ass open. Leave me on a weekend with no money. Y'all know I like cigars. I don't want much, you know. Yeah. Oh, I know, Robert. Man, see, that's the one thing, is I try to stay away from the reefers because of the noise, to be honest with you. But if I have to, man, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And I knew a Hamilton, and I know some people that you know, look, used to run tankers. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody. I got friends in places, you know. And they know I'm honest to a fault. I'm honest to a fault, you know what I'm saying? And these people, like I said, for them to if they're sitting on 18 pages I sent them, one was the cover sheet, all the rest of them were loads, and some of those encompassed 3 and 4 days. So really it's about 30-something loads. It encompassed other stuff. They owe me $3,500. If you take out the days that they have now tripped over and made me, you know, and played with themselves, whatever they did all day long, and then made me sit, man, I'm just going off on them now, and then made me suffer and pay payments anyways, and take that out, they still owe me $2,100 to $2,500. I know that, just my head. $500 a day. It's a calendar, people. A calendar. I got a calendar right here. You know what I'm saying? Any idiot can add a day. So I don't know. And they got some young college kids, and nothing personal about them, because there's nothing personal about money. Nothing. You know? Like if I got a problem with a person, I don't even really try to blaze a trail. I just dip. But this is money, and this is business. And if your business sucks, that's part of the Better Business Bureau's job, to find you and rat you out. That's part of the lawyer's offices, to find you and rat you out. And that's part of people like us, all of us truck drivers, to tell the truth about your company, so nobody else goes down that same briar, bramble, ditch path. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, refrigerator. Yeah, no, that's cool. But so yeah, man, there's and I appreciate everybody coming into the room, but this is gonna be a live video after this, or I mean a video after this, and I'll drop it like that. I just did one on scanners. I just wanted to do video on apps, on trucker. I got some really good videos describing trucker apps. Look at the one on scanners. If you don't have a police scanner and you always wanted one, that's a good video I put up. You know, that's what I'm trying to do is good. But when they do us wrong, it just goes south, man. It goes left real fast. So they're fucking with the wrong one. That's what's up. So I'm gonna be honest about it. Why sugarcoat it? They're fucking with the wrong one. Because I'm telling you, I'll start a Patreon account. I'll start another YouTube account. Just call it just their channel, just whatever, and tell them the truth about the whole. They don't want. I will burn them. That's gone. Let's see. Yeah, you know, so I know there's books in the back of the truck stop. I even, look, when Trucker Brown had this problem, okay, I'm not even subscribed to his channel, but his stuff showed up on mine. I wasn't gonna bring him up in this, but I did make a comment on his, because I don't kick nobody when they're down. And I'm not all the way down, but I'm pretty low for them to be doing this to me right now. And I even put a comment in there, hey, go to the back of the truck stop, check out all the books and see who's got the biggest sign-on bonus. And that's what I'm gonna have to do. You know, you're saying 30 loads. It's supposed to be 500. It's supposed to be 500 a day on that, 5 days a week, and he's supposed to give you 2 days off. I ran some of it 30 days straight. I've run for the original people who have the freight. I've been running for them for the past 6 months, and they've had zero problems with me. Zero. Now let me give you a heads up. I have hazmat, tanker, and experience with both. Run the fracking, run the nasty stuff, you know, vinyl acetate, methyl ethyl key, whatever kind of nasty stuff you could imagine, stuff that's just, it's volatile. I've run reefers, of course, but I've run flatbed, I've run pull away, tow away stuff, and I run for corporate of all the companies I've worked for, going and finding their trailers with GPS because they couldn't even find their own damn trailers. But like I said, I've got my TWIC card, hazmat, just had my physical done just a week ago. I'm good to go. So they're not gonna hold me back. They're not gonna hold me back. But for them to do me like this is an insult. It's an insult that they're already not paying me $1,000 a day, which is what they're paying the Landstar driver, the actual driver, so he can make ends and be gone that long and wash your clothes here and there and all that and stay at the parking lots. And I mean, look, we're going delivering to the places and staying right there. We've been dedicated, is what, you know, that's what us drivers are doing. And that's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. All because of, you know, they want to be in bed with the big company and not charge them too much. But I think they're lying. Yeah, there ain't right. Something ain't right. And I think that they're telling me, well, we don't want to charge that company for this many days. That company knows how many days because they finalized the paperwork before I send it to my company. I have to have them sign off on it, and they're okay with it, and they didn't have to say I was running too low miles or this or that or whatever. They know what all the reasons were. So then when that happens, I know my companies that I'm leased to, okay, I'm my company, but my company I'm leased to is lying to me because they're making that $1,000 a day. They just want to cut my days and pay me as few days as they can. And we're going to find out Monday just how dishonest they are, and I'm gonna put their name out there if they are. So y'all need to know that that's coming. I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna hide nothing from nobody. You know, they're gonna know. They're gonna wish they had not too. They're gonna wish they had not. But they've already done me this way for 2 weeks and I already know it coming. And I talked, and they did a resettlement at one time, and it messed me up still. And first they said I owed them $3,500. Then it showed that I owed them $3,000. Now they're trying to say that I owe $2,500. Now, do the math. How 7 more days or nine more days in, 9 more days of me owing them payments. They said I owe them went from 35 to $3,000 to now 25. They still ain't paid me right, but with all the payments going down, but they're still on going that they're going to try to pay me for 5 days. 5 out of 13 that's left, or no, it's 16 that's left. 15 if you don't pay me for 4th of July, which is what they're trying to say they're not going to do. So they're just they're taking it off the backs of the drivers, and the main company has no idea they're doing it. But I have the main company's corporate number, the main company's place where I went to's number, and I can get the vice president of that company on the line and tell them when this is all done that my company did me wrong. So I'm putting them on notice too. Get it to them. They do me wrong, they may lose that contract for ripping drivers off and putting us in this situation. Because who wants a driver out there broke, ready to quit, especially if he's hauling a hazmat load or something volatile for him or something like that, and can't just ain't got no money for nothing else and doesn't know what else to do, and he's like, look, I'll just drop it at your next place that I come to that's your property, you know what I'm saying, and not even deliver it the whole way because I don't have the fuel for it or for whatever reason. Oh yeah, and already dealing with, they cut off my fuel card every single freaking day because they can't keep on top of shit, because they know that I'm doing this, but they don't show it somehow in the computer, and that's how they're being dirty. I'm having to call them every fucking day. Man, I gotta watch this. I ain't trying to really go off on people and make y'all feel like I'm hollering at y'all, but you can imagine how a person might feel in my situation. And there you go. So if it gets a little left, I apologize, but this is real. So like I said, that little love triangle they created, that's fine. They done messed around and thrown some freight into the mix. And then they were so mad at each other, like, get anybody in there but them. Get them out of here and get any other trucking company in there to haul that stuff except that company, and we'll pay them anything they want. That's fine. And then they started getting a little funky with, well, if you don't run so many miles, okay, well, we're watching it and we're going the way they want us to go, so it's low miles and whatever, so our company won't charge them more. But then when my company does me wrong like that and I done send in the paperwork, I call bullshit. So yeah, and I don't expect to be paid Monday by the way they were talking to me, but we're gonna find out. There's supposed to be a whole group of individuals that you're able to call at this company that will work on a problem when you got it. I've already talked to 3 different ones that none of them called me back. One of them said, you know, it's kind of above her pay grade kind of thing, you know, like the military kind of upper echelon kind of stuff. But she's like, they will jump on this. I'm sending them an email to call you right away. Look here, no phone call, donut. No phone call. So I'm just supposed to sit and chill. That's all good. No worries, man. No worries, because your boy can bounce back. You're not gonna hold me down. I started from the bottom. You know, like that song, started from the bottom, now we're here. Look, I started from the bottom. You know. Yeah, that is the truth. But I wasn't gonna talk about this until I got to this point. I'm like, you know what? This is just a precursor for what's fixing to, like I said, I'm gonna throw up a video, man, and they can do what they want, and I can be as vague as I want, but you'll know who they are. They can have their people look at it and try to pick it apart and not do a damn thing to me. But they'll know. I'll put a link to their headquarters. I don't give a shit. Do me wrong, I can show you the sheet that the facts, get how much I broke it down. Oh man, if I have it up here, I don't have it up here. I just got maps and shit. Pieces of paper they give me from the factory. That's all right, I mean from the company. That's all right. Look, here's the thing though. The cover sheet for the facts, I wrote this date, like the 28th, 500, the 29th, 500, the 30th, 500, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Well, I put on there, broke it down. Any idiot instructions I put on that damn, I put all of the days. I put one load number that was load in between at the first, but then I put all the days on there that I was working, and then I even put my days off. Which days I said, put these 2 days I should not be paid off. You know, how can you not follow that? If you're in payroll, you can follow that, but see, they got a separate bunch of people that aren't in payroll that are controlling this. Cutting the drivers. Like I said, they're making money off the backs of drivers, off the sweat of my brow. They're going home and they're happy because they got a paycheck, and they're all patting each other on the back and congratulating because I'm not the only one. People, I am a small representation of all of the drivers that they have ripped off, and that's the truth. And the other ones are just taking it because they're like, oh, I missed a couple. Well, I got to work for them for a few more weeks till I can get some money to leave and this kind of stuff. That's what's going on. That's what's going on, and they shouldn't have the contract in the first place, because Landstar's paying $1,000 to their drivers. These people are paying $500 to theirs and won't even pay that and cutting them days. So that company that we're hauling the freight for is paying them, but they're not paying the drivers. And that's what's going on. And hey, I just fell into it, man. I thought I was doing other stuff I was hauling, because, you know, I'm within the same, let's see, them to court and have a class action lawsuit. You know, if I could get all the drivers together, I probably would have a class action. They know what's going on. They know it's not. And like I said, they've got till Monday to fix it. Shouldn't even be that long. But, you know, I'm gonna go to the truck stop. I'm gonna get a few more books on the deal, because the truck stop I'm at, they don't have books. So I'm cool, that's cool. Go to another one, get the books, get it worked out, call some companies, see what their sign-on bonuses, and you know, that's fine. Would you believe they wanted to give me an award? They want to give me an award. They've got an award sitting there that they say, hey, we need to get you into this terminal at this place here to give you an award for being with us this many years, and you've had no wrecks, no tickets, no violations, no nothing. And we want to give you an award. So on the one hand don't know what the other one's doing. One person behind one computer is trying to give you an award, the other one's trying to rip you off. I don't want the award. I told him straight up. I said, you might just be keeping that award, and you might get another truck right beside it. Put the award in the truck. Give it to the next driver. Say it's from me. For real. Whatever, man. I don't need an award. I need you to settle for me the money that I've already worked for. So, you know, man, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Oh, and it's on computer log. I mean, I could right here. I've got a cover on this computer log. I could pull this cover off right now and show you the company I'm with. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. Oh yeah. So I got a computer log of the days I was up there. They know when I was up there. I got the load sheets, copies of it for each day. Yeah, they killing me, man. That's killing me. But they're okay with going home today. They feel great. Oh, well, it's got to take some more research on the days, but in the meantime, we're going to need you to run some freight. Oh, no, because they want me to make sure I don't get too far behind in payments or whatever. If you had that inkling and you had that concern, why didn't you pay me 2 weeks ago? You know what I'm saying? So, and I faxed it again. Cost me, it's $2 a sheet to fax at the Pilot or the Flying J. I went to one, they acted like they had their head up their tail and couldn't get it done. I went to the other one, you know. Too many want the boss, they don't want to pay the cost. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So what it is they never were a high paying per mile company in the first place, but I thought they were honest, and I'm like, I can work with that, and I can work within the means, and I get a decent break on fuel. They give you a little bit of break on fuel, and here I am even trying to talk about the good points about them when they ripping me off. See, that's the kind of person I am. You know, I'm always trying to look at the good. How can you look? I gotta stop myself. How am I gonna even look at the good of a company that's holding and sitting on my $3,000? And I told them on the phone too. I told the lady that I talked to that was supposed to be one that she said that's above her pay grade, she's gonna have them check it out. I told her on the phone, I said, look, I said, oh man, where do I go with this? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to even remember what I told the lady, but it was like, I told her I can't work for free. I know I told her that. I told her a couple things, but I was like, oh, that's what I said. I know what I said now. This is what I was going to say. So I'm so upset, man. Look, I told her, I says, is this or is this not a multi-million-dollar corporation? You know? Yeah, I ain't gonna be stuck there. I ain't gonna be stuck there. They don't know what, I live in holes. Put me in a hole, I'm happy there. All I need is some good jungle boots and a couple of MREs, man, I'm tight. Put me in a hole. I dare them. they could drop me in the middle of Venezuela with nothing in Venezuela, and their economy shot. You could drop me in the middle of Venezuela. I'll come out. You could drop me naked with no toothbrush. I'll come out with $1 million smile and a brand new suit. Believe that. Heads always come up. I'll flip a coin, go either way you tell me to, and I'm gonna come out shining. So I ain't worried about it. But I'm gonna say this: I will make sure that every driver out there knows exactly who it is and knows not to go there. And that's gonna cost them, percentage-wise. You look at the widow's mite, my owed money will look like a widow's mite if they don't have this right by Monday. It's already been 2 weeks. My owed money, okay, will look like the widow's mite. A mite was a really small piece of bronze, so tiny it was a quarter the size of a penny, and it took 13 of them to buy a loaf of bread. Okay? And the widow's mite, the widow gave 2 mites, and all other kings brought gold and stuff, and Jesus said, this woman gave more than all of you, because that's what she had. My $3,000 is going to look like a widow's mite compared to the money that they're going to lose if I put this out there. Drivers in their trucks, and they lose drivers in their trucks, and when I tell them they will lose more money from not being able to haul freight, that all of them up top's going to lose the job because there won't be nobody to manage. They'll find out where the money come from. So hey, it is what it is, man. Do me wrong, man. You know, scorched earth policy, man. I'm just saying, fire and brimstone. There won't be nothing to walk through but ash. Might as well go the other way. Like a daisy cutter done been there. It's all good, man. Like I said, I won't leave bridges for them to cross back over, and there won't be no calling me back. At that point, I'll make it my job to let people know not to go there. I'll actively unrecruit drivers. I'll make up business cards. So, that's cool. You know, no worries. I hope everybody else is doing good. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? What can I say? That's like, oh, see, that's what they taught me. That's what a long time ago, old man at Winn-Dixie, he said, when you go in there and you can't get unloaded, he says you can't cuss them out. They only make so much. They're undertrained on how to unload trucks. A big old thing of milk falls over. We used to have milk on pallets, and he says the whole thing falls over and goes everything, right? Log of Qualcomm and Government X-Book. I don't think that will go well. Wait. Okay, Robert, I can't comment on your comment because you just hit the target. So, back to what I was saying. You got it, buddy. You hit the nail on the head. So, what I was saying is, I mean, you don't even know. You hit the nail on the head, buddy. Back to what I was saying, though. You know, maybe, man, you got me. Man, you messed me up with that comment. You got me there, buddy. So, yeah, so, wow. They basically, like I said, you know, oh yeah, and part of the reason too that they got it going on is they had that little accident and somebody got hurt, and y'all know that was in the news, and they dropped all their drivers' pay, and they were making like 80 grand, and now they're making like 40, but they want to lie and say with the benefit package they ain't making so much. That's why they need help. So they can't even haul their own stuff. So, but it was just fine. It's fine. Whatever a company wants to do. You can have your own fleet of trucks. You can have independent contractors haul your stuff. It don't matter. It don't matter. You know, whatever you want to do to run a business. But they won't be happy to find out that my company didn't pay me. So, yeah, they might wish they had not. That's all I can. In the meantime, I'm smoking a cigar that's dipped in rum. One of my last ones here that I've got of this one. In case anybody wants to know, this is the best cigar I've ever put in my mouth. It's called a Trader Jack's, and it's in, I believe it's Trader Jack, yeah. and it's in a bag that they have to cut open and then unzip lock, and they sell them for $2.50 a piece, $2.50 a piece. Okay, at most cigar shops, and it's Nicaraguan cigar and filler. I believe it's a Puro, like from the same country. And this is the tasting cigar I've ever had in my mouth. I'm just telling you. Oh, one side did whatever, another side goes broke, whatever, and then you start hearing all the truth come out from all the people writing books, and they ain't got no job more, and all this other stuff. The truth comes out when you do people wrong. If they don't have this resurrected, fixed up, pretty in a bow, and have my award, my safety award, come Monday, all pretty, and push some of my payments back if they want to, they pay to do to make where I make a living. If they can't get that pretty by Monday, you're gonna see what happens in trucking. You're gonna see a nice little video. Like I said, I got video editing software, and if you don't believe me now, it's awesome. It's awesome software. Oh man, it's killer. So yeah, and I mean, I have now gotten to the point where I have the ability to put different clips together. So I got on my dash cam where that dude drug his landing gear across the parking lot. That was crazy. I'm gonna put that in with the other stuff. Anybody wants to say no, you know, make all the comments you want to, people. Feel free to blow up the screen. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Don't think you're gonna stop me from rambling or what. We'll get the conversation to flow on to whatever. But I'm just telling you, the truth about trucking is when they have the ability to do it, they'll buy guillotines and bring them in and try to chop people's heads off thinking they're gonna make more money. And that's the crazy thing, is they have actually walked people out into the street from the one place and fired them, okay? And they're running a skeleton operation. They need us, people. They need us, and they need us, and they know they need us, you know? And I'm cool with that. I can haul it. But you mess around and don't pay somebody, and you're gonna maybe hear about how you did them wrong. That's all. That's all. Because who's got time to go to court and mess with all that stuff? I could get a lawyer. Who's got time for that mess? We're gonna turn around a truck. But it's gonna be on the hotline, and my friends are gonna know about it. Some of them already do. I got some Google Duo stuff coming up too, man. You're gonna love that. Dirty white boy. But when I get on the phone with him, I've got 6 other people on the line instantly because he's already got them on there. We have all kinds of round table discussions between truck drivers on telephone with, sometimes he had 15 people. One guy, he said he had 20 people just on his line one time, and he had to sit back and couldn't even put a word in edgewise. Those guys are awesome. I got some recordings of them, but they said so much shit, I have to edit it. And I didn't have editing software, but it's coming. But Dirty White Boy and them are crazy. But that's just the hotline. That's not even the internet. That's just the actual hotline, and they take it from state to state to state, and everybody that knows them, and they got their Facebook too, right? Come Monday, if I don't have money, it's gonna take me that week of orientation, whatever I might have to do, or find another company. I ain't even look yet too hard. I got some people on radar. Come that Saturday, the world's gonna know about it. The world. I mean, yeah, this is the internet, but I'm talking about the truckers that matter in the US. I mean, there's probably people in Russia right now going, he's trucking stuff, he's talking about something. I'll translate later, and that's cool too. I got my people. They see I'm trying to teach about mechanical stuff mostly. But yeah, it's gonna flow, and it's gonna be a flood. And I don't know how they're gonna come back from it. I don't know, because people know I'm honest, and I got no reason to lie to you. And when they see the truth, and I'll show them the sheet showing the fact sheet. I'll show the cover sheet with all those loads they didn't pay me for. And it was cut and dry simple. Any idiot could have went through it. Arrive at the bar until it was good. Let the GPS down. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking too, Pageland's got a place across the street from it. If you come out of there, and if you turn left, it's less than a mile, and they say that nothing trips out, if you know what I'm talking about. So if you got a mile, or if you PC, if you drop your trailer there, come out of there and turn left. If I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking here. I'm thinking, I could be wrong. Don't let me be wrong to you. I'm thinking here. Paging. Yep, that's it. That's the one. There's one north of there and there's one south of there. You're going to turn left and go, I want to call it north. And I think that highway, if I'm thinking in my head, what is that? Highway 70s. It's on the way to back up to like, I think 485 or 4, whatever that loop is. You know, it's on that, in that direction, but it's not even a half. It's a half to 3/4 of a mile, if that, away. May or may not have parking, but you know they don't let you idle there on that place. So, but yeah, I guess I just about went there today, didn't I, people? Yeah, man. Time to light this one up. Man. So yeah, they just, that kills me, man. That kills me. I just want to do nice stuff, man. I just want to teach mechanical stuff. They can't let me do what I'm trying to do without messing with me. Get me in an uproar, put me in a bad kind of way where I gotta talk about it. Crazy, right? It's already been 2 weeks. Let's get real about it. It's already been 2 weeks. That's enough time that they've had already. They could have fixed it. They tried to work on it once and they changed it a bit. Still, that's crazy. Research it my ass. No, they want me running stupid, trying to get things broke even or so. Oh, well, he'll be caught up in no time. Crazy as hell. I'll go fishing. There's a lake down the street not too far. I'll cut me a cane pole. I'll do anything but run for a company ain't paying me. So, no worries, man. Oh, they're gonna hear about it. Like I said, if my widow's mite, if what they've done and they couldn't come off of it, it will get back to their corporate. It will let them people know what's up, and I got no reason to set it off with the place that I was hauling the freight for. Okay? Oh, you got an APU? I got you, dude. You're covered. Then just chill there till your hours come back, because you're way better with hours. You got power when you got hours, you know. Then way you can do it way you want to do it, or even PC mile out of there and then come back if you just need to take a break. But and some of them will let you order food onto the place. But and if I'm thinking, Mr. Hamilton, if you don't mind, I would appreciate a comment. Let's see here. Pilot down the road, but it's full now. Yeah, you know, if you want to, you could comment of the trucks that you see in that place, the ones that got the a contract that are actually like they got their own little terminal, because some of them have them in the bottom. That would be a little comment for this, because one or the other, you know, has been the one that the other one went to. They got that little triangle going, so that's a really good cutter that I got right there. If you need a cigar cutter, this one is it says on it Craftsman's Bench. This is a cheap knockoff of a really expensive cigar cutter, people. If you're looking for, I'm gonna go through a couple cutters real quick. I got nothing else going on. This is a guillotine style. I'm sorry, this is a double blade. A guillotine is usually technically just one, but you could use it just to cut the cap off of one, and that's what I did. And I'm gonna show some stuff. I've been meaning to do just a video on this, because y'all know, if y'all watch any of my stuff, that I like cigars. But this is a bullet cigar cutter that I call it a little bullet. This is actually a center bevel punch. When you push it all the way through, it pushes the center out. It's a technical term for it. I worked in a machine shop a long time ago. Is a center bevel punch. So this side here cuts a circle hole that's center beveled. You can have an outer bevel, okay, or you can have, you know, straight, you know, outer bevel or straight, or you can have a center bevel. You can use these for making gaskets. You can hammer one of these suckers into a Coca-Cola box and make a gasket. If you needed like a water thermostat, whatever, this knocks the holes for the bolts. Cut the rest of it with a razor blade. Use one of these for the holes. But these are a little handy little thing. And then the other side, this side here, pushes it out when you put it in here. When you put it back together, let's say you punch this into the tip of the cigar that you're needing to breathe through because they wrap the cap on them. When you put it back together, it just pushes out this side. It pushes the plug out. So with these wet ones, I find for really good draw, that's what I do. I cut the cap off of it, and then I give it a punch with this too. Because they are so wet, it does something to the grain of the inside. But this is the best cigar that I've ever had. So I don't know, I like Macanudos. I'm having this one with you, so smoke them if you got them, people. We're gonna chill for a minute. Yeah, that's what it's like, man, when you're you know, beholden to somebody else, which I am, and I'm fine with that because they take care of the tags and all. And I didn't think they were gonna be this way, but companies change hands. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they're all of them are out there. They're yeah, no, I got you. Let me tell you something. I was told a long time before my time, and I've been doing this about 24, 25 years, and I was told a long time before my time that trucking is a penny's business. So you got to watch who you're dealing with, because in the end they will do you wrong. They know they got to do wrong to make that big money. I've known truck stops that have independent truck stops that have ordered a bunch of fuel just before the guy's going to retire, not paid for the fuel, owed them back money, owed them millions of dollars, and then kept that millions of dollars, retired off of it, sold it to other people, and then they run the place, and it's a whole nother person, so they can't do nothing about it. And they go bankrupt off that. So yeah, they're all dirty to a point where in the first place they should pay you all the money, but they don't. But if they want to be this dirty and take away whole days from you that you work, and you're supposed to be making $500 a day, that's dirty. That beats it all. That just beats it all. You can't beat that. There's you know, at some point you got to admit that takes the cake. That's the pinnacle of dirty right there that I got done. So no worries. What goes around comes around, man. They can think that they're not in the glass house they're in, but we're the ones with the CDLs, people. We are, and they're the ones that need us. So you know, word'll get around. It don't take much to tank a company when the drivers know they're doing them wrong. Yeah, there's gonna be some stuff happen. But I've heard a lot more than that about that. Man, if y'all knew what I know, you'd be like, man, it's some days of our lives mess up in them places. They got some drama circles going on that, like I said, if you knew half of what I know about these companies, you'd write a book and publish it. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. You can't do me wrong and expect for me not to name your name of your company. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy that the people that I'm hauling for ain't got a problem with me, but my company wants to try to say that they don't want to pay me for a day or something. That's chicken shit. and I'm sorry if I'm showing bad connection or whatever it's coming up as. People, thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I just wanted to chill and have a cigar, talk about the damn bullshit. I can speak on it, you know. Man, never thought I'd be done this way too, you know. 3 years. 3 years. They trying to give me an award on one hand, trying to keep my check in the other. That's dirty. I wonder what the award's worth. If it's made of metal, maybe I can recycle it. You know what I'm saying? Get some of them, recoup some of my losses. What can you say? What can you say? Take a 9-penny nail and nail it to the driver's door? Say this is for the next guy? You know, I don't know. It's the oldest story in the book. People feel like they have to cheat other people. Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. I believe it will. I got faith in a lot of stuff, and I believe that my two hands have got calluses on them for a reason, and I'm not afraid of work. So people know that I've got a good record and everything's good. Yeah, so I believe it's going to work out. But to get where you going to run somebody broke a couple weeks and then lie to them and then try to put them on freight again, their damn mind. I got better things to do with my time. One of them, believe it or not, is this right here, because I like this channel now. I like what I'm doing here. I hope that everybody else appreciates what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to teach y'all how not to spend money and this kind of stuff. Teach you that you can do things. They don't even have to be. They have to have one guy in the shop, one person that's ASC certified in something for other people that job and ask them about it. Now I know people who been doing wheels and brakes for so many years, and it doesn't even matter, they're so good, could care less. But outside that, working on a truck, you got a dash, you could change that. If you got a leak, you know, any air leaks, it's just changing parts, people. Airline, anything, and you could get rolling again. You can't trust these mechanics because there's so many idiots in there. They can't even change a taillight on their own truck or this or that. Or if the company says you can't touch it, that's another problem. Either way, it puts them in the shop. The shops are full, and then it puts everybody to where they're waiting in line. Oh, it's going to be 6 hours before I can get you in here. And you know, you done been driving so many hours. Well, you can't sleep for 2 hours and then come back in the shop and not sleep while they're beating on your truck. And oh, you can't be in the truck while we're working on it, or whatever they want to do. Some of them will, some of them won't. You know, that's a bunch of BS too. So we get worried in our day without having to deal with these people cutting our throats from the back. In the front, they want to give you a safety award. From the back, they're cutting your throat. Dirty, man. That's dirty. That's all good, man. We all know who they are, what they are, and what they do. And if they can't make it right, gonna be a lot more people know about it. No worries. Man. Wish I even had some good tunes to be really putting through. I'm just sitting here listening to XM for a sec. Like I said, I got some videos wanting to teach, you know, I've got some videos on spare parts, out my stuff out. But I mean, I was gonna take it out and yeah. It's showing very bad connection. Who knows what's up with that? There we go. We're back. So, man, I appreciate y'all spending a little bit of time with me. You know, it was important that I did this and get a little bit of this off my chest. And, you know, I can be honest. Like I said, never tried to be no financial guru or nothing. Let's see. Mechanic 2, double check that 2, been there. They just teach us. Yeah, you know, you gotta wake up and watch what they're doing, then make sure they don't mess up, and then test it going down the road. And you're the guinea pig. You're the person that if there's a wreck, you die. So especially if it's like a wheel seal on the steer tire, or a steer tire blown, or a bad steer tire rim, or some kind of a pull like to the right or something, and you don't know what's going on. That kind of stuff is nerve-wracking, man. Most times I just shut it down for the night before, but then you got to be on point. Make sure you know, is there a problem? Is it leaking again? You know, you can have a wheel seal, and if they didn't tighten it up right, you got to go to the next truck stop, have them clean it up, and do it all over again. I had one where air was in the axle. I did a video on it. I thought I was done. It had newer brakes on it, but it was leaking. They put new brakes on it and changed the wheel seal. And at the shop there, they own the trailer, you know. And they didn't recognize there was an air line pushing air out of it, pressuring it up. It leaked again. And I had to shut it down. Most people would just drop it somewhere, to be honest. A lot of people are tired of the mess, tired of having to do right all the time and not making money and losing. Well, you know, if you don't deliver that load, you don't get paid. Man, that's a lot on us. I did everything right and delivered and still didn't get paid. That's, man. Anyways, they all trying to go home. They all trying to get their check and do what they do. They don't care, and that's cool, and I get that. But when they ain't got a job to go to because there ain't no drivers, don't look at me then. You know, it's sad. They want to say, I'm a $60 billion corporation this year, and everybody clap, and everybody stand up and be, everybody clap, everybody, the new CEO's doing this or that CEO's doing that or whatever is being managed all that well. We're less wrecks, less, okay, everything's great, and we're making millions of dollars, and we just cleared this much, and our, you know, stocks are up, this or that. And no, we can't give you a $50 advance, or we can't give you the money we owe you, or, you know what I'm saying? They talk out both sides of their mouth, and they don't think that we notice. Come Christmas time when you ain't got a bonus, but they're all clapping and they're all patting each other on the back because they made millions of dollars and they got stock options and houses in, you know, Bermuda and whatever. You know what they're doing. So, but it's no big deal. Technically, a lot of us aren't company drivers for that reason. We're owner-operators or buying a truck at one place and going to another, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. But they're supposed to pay us like they promised. The contract's supposed to be worth the paper that it's written on. If the contract ain't even worth the paper that it's written on, then the people that wrote it ain't worth the paper they're written on. Oh yeah, well, we're gonna see come Monday because I didn't give them a couple weeks. I can't sit here and be broke on a week, on a promise or a lie. You know, when they're sitting there looking at it and they're saying that they have to research it further, you already know they're trying some BS. So those bonuses some don't get, I don't know. Yeah, split out. But I'm saying there's other companies out there that do give drivers sign-on bonuses, and you do get that, and then they do pay more per mile. So I ain't gonna cry. You know, it's I ain't gonna cry all the way to the bank. It ain't gonna bother me to have to make the change because of that. But I didn't want to, and I didn't want to sit and get done wrong for 2 weeks when I could have been working. That's crazy. There's no way you can get ahead like that. I don't know anybody out there that can say, I'm just going to chill for 2 weeks, but I'm going to get ahead. You know. Well, thank God for Nicaraguans and good cigars. You know, what can you say? Try to look at the bright side always. I'm like the eternal optimist. I'd be no good in the stock market because I'd be sitting there telling them, hey guys, it's gonna get better. They keep playing these games. That's next. The stock gets tanked. A company's only as good as its contract. Sometimes you got to move laterally to move up. I'm fully aware of that. Man, it just sucks when you've been somewhere for 3 years. No, that's the thing. I'm like 4.5. But hell, they got a 3 4. They need to scratch up the first and second. But anyway, no worries. If it's a sticker on the side, if they do me wrong, they can have that truck back and they'll have to peel it off for the next guy. What's it now? Yeah. No, see, that's the thing. I'm making a payment to one company, going to another, but I can. It'll cost me more to keep the truck and lease it to another company because of the contract. So I'll give it back to that other company, and I can start. Yeah, I can start over. You'll get the video of my 20 Freightliner because I'm stuck on Freightliners. I'm not gonna lie. You get 2018 or 2017. I'm in a 2016 now. You know, you think you do, throw you a curveball. So why they waited this long, I don't know. If it's something where they're wanting to try to turn around and resell the truck and cut your freight. You know how some companies used to do that. They used to cut your freight just as you're getting close to paying off the truck so that they can resell it to somebody else. That was a big thing they were doing back then. You know, they made more money selling the truck 4 or 5 times. Do I think it's that? I really don't, because I know people who have paid the trucks off. I think it's simply a certain little section of the company that they're straight out of college. They don't know anything from a hole in the ground, and they can't add, and they don't. I mean, look, like I said, I can hand them a calendar, this calendar right here, if they want, and show them the dates that they should have paid me. And if it's 500 a day, it's mathematically divisible by 5s. Multiply it, add some zeros, you're all good. $1,000, you know, pay up suckers, you know, like Jesse James in California. That's what he says, pay up suckers. You know, after he's finished with a bike. Well, there you go. Pay up. Time will tell. You know, like I said, the widow's mite. You might want to help out the widow. You know, her might be mightier than yours. You never know. So, yeah, just rolling like that, man. It seems to me that there are people who are of one school of thought and think that that is their job to minimize the outgo or expenses of a company, and that it's okay to take it off the backs of the driver. And those people need to be rooted out of any type of management position, because we already know what happens. You can look in the news and see what companies have fallen. Take a look at Toys R Us. Take a look at Winn-Dixie from way back when. They had to shut down. They swore up and down that they had, millions of dollars and that all their land sites were paid for and they'll never go bankrupt, right? But then a new CEO came in that used to be of a grocery place and come in and fired every one of the buyers in one place and closed up all these places, and they tried to name it Save Right and all this stuff. They did that dirty stuff, and then they tanked the company. He tanked it so bad that they had to get rid of him, but he had one of those umbrella contracts where they had to pay him to leave, and he made millions of dollars. And then after him there was another one, and then Winn-Dixie went bankrupt. And that's just what happened. Everybody under them's doing their job. All the drivers doing their job. So that's the school of thought that they need to root out of management. And just because you were a CEO at one company doesn't mean you would be a perfect CEO of another company just because you have the education to do that. Because the other one can't give him a bad reference, then this one will hire him and he'll make them broke too. And then the buyers come in and take the whole place apart. That's what happens anytime somebody passes away, is the children don't want to run it, and the people that come in to run it are a conglomerate of a bunch of people that know how to tank a company. They'll tank it, chop it up, and sell it as pieces. If you ever watched that movie Pretty Woman, that's what that dude did for a living. Was when companies were struggling, he would come in and he would buy it, chop it up, and make more money off the pieces for all the investors than it could possibly make if you sold it as a whole company. And he'd tank them on purpose. On purpose. Like if he knew what their supply chain was, he would cut it off and say, oh, you got no more supplies. Ain't that something? Because he would talk to them guys and say, don't deal with them no more. Don't trade with them no more. So it's all a big racket. They're all running a big racket. They're all in bed together. But for trucking, it seems to be that they think that the best way to minimize their cost is just to do drivers wrong. And that's their school of thought. And they've been sitting on my money, and I've been talking back and forth on the phone with them about every other day for 2 weeks now. And that's their money plan. That's what they're doing. You know, it ain't complicated. I see right through it. All y'all should see right through it too. That's their business model. That's what I should say. That's driving it, is that's their business model. And so if a company does me wrong like that and that's their business model, I'm going to tell everybody that that's their business model, and I'm going to let them know. Yep. Just like the ones that will hire you and sit in a town, they'll have you out of state from your home. If your home is in, freaking California, they don't care, but they'll have you up in like North whatever their town is, and they will run your paperwork and stuff and then say, no, we're not going to use you because we can't hire you for whatever reason. Even after you've been there for a couple of days of orientation, and they're asking you, can you find your own way back home, or are we going to have to pay the Greyhound bus for it? When they know damn well they should have hired you, or they should have known and never even drove you up there and wasted your time and your family's time and everything. That's how they treat drivers. That's how they treat drivers. They'll bring in a batch of 20 and they only want to hire 5 or 10. They already know they're going to do you wrong, and they can not hire you for any reason they want. They take the best of the best, right in line with what's going on now, as they're trying to cut my money. And this, like I said, this is old school style, like right about the time you're about to pay off a truck, or right about the time whatever. Like I said, being 2 week money's going to it's a hard transition. Take everything that you have put in that radio, take it out, and take out, the clothes and all your, everything out of your truck. Yeah, they're holding my money. They're making interest off of it. See, that's the thing is, the longer they can hold a truck driver's money, they have an agreement with a bank. And the bank says you have to have at least $40,000 or $100,000 or $1 million or whatever in this account by Friday, and we invest in the stock market. And they have to meet that. And if they can't meet that by the money they've made, they cut it from the driver's side and make sure it's there, and they strand a few drivers or whatever, but they got that money in there, and they make more money. Get this, people, they got more money coming out of the stock market in stocks, in interest, off of making money off of your hard-earned money, keeping it from you, than they actually make on the actual pulling freight. And if you don't believe me, I'll tell you how they do it. Let's see, it changed direction in most things in 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, I didn't know I was going to have to. I thought I was just chilling and they had a little issue because they fixed it before, but they hadn't fixed it now. And they shouldn't have messed it up in the first place, but they're just keeping it. But no, here's how it works. If you were running, yeah, they are taking advantage. If you were running a company, your first thought would be $500 by Friday and pay that to the employees, and I gotta make $500 by Friday and pay that to the rent, and then anything over that is my money. And here's what they do. They get credit cards, if you use that, to pay the people with. So then they're paying $500 for rent if they have to. That's their overhead. But then they're taking, or even putting that on the credit card too, but then they're taking all the profits and investing it in the stock market. And the stock market pays them so much money, it actually pays them more than the business at this point actually generates per week. And they've got a low interest, if you call it a credit card, a credit account, a low interest credit account that they're paying the people with, okay, and that's their payroll. And if they ever lose credit, they'll have to go bankrupt because they don't have the money to pay their people. That's how they're doing it. They don't pay you off of how much they earn. They pay you off of a account that's like 0% interest or 2%, or they pay it by the end of the month. But then this one over here is in the stock market and they're making millions off of it. That is the game plan for most businesses nowadays. They don't run their business off of their earnings. They run it off of a credit account with another bank, a lender, and they take the money and it's all profits, and all the CEOs get bonus out of the stocks, but then they also pay their people, their higher ups, all that profit. They sponge off the top and they float it from one month to the next. So if they ever lose credit, like when there was a credit crunch, there was some of the companies had to lay off and all this stuff, it's because they can't afford to pay their employees. Or they'll close up shop altogether. Either way, you know, it's crazy. Didn't used to be that way. But they got to make that deposit. People, I'm going to get off this thing for a bit. I hope that's okay with everybody. You can watch it on the rewind. I hate to kick y'all out or anything like that, but you know, I gotta handle my business, take care of a few other things. I just want to put this out there that if it ain't straight by Monday, I give them till about noon. It's gonna take me the next week to find another job. At such time, I'm gonna take care of business and I'll go take care of all that stuff, get in another truck, and then I'm gonna put them on blast. And they wish they hadn't messed with the widow. That's the truth. That widow's mite is worth more than what they know. I'll get on the hotline in a bit. Get in touch with Dirty White Boy and some others. I already got offered a job as a tanker, but that situation's a little bit different. You got to make sure that it's going to all work out, you know, for your logistics that you got to do for your life. So yeah, I appreciate that. Thank y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all stay safe, and you can share this video, but the one coming Monday, if they do me wrong, is gonna be a lot more specific. Have a good one. I'm out, people. Stay safe, and know who you're working for. That's for sure, because there's some stuff going on, but also know what they're doing. And I'm gonna get down the road. I'm out. Take it easy. Peace.